Morning, Sam. Right, that's better. We can see all the comments. Rearrange my desk. Oops. Gosh, everything's falling over now. Let's just refresh that a minute. Put that to one side. Hi, Pauline. Morning, Kit. How are you? Are we all okay? Let's put these bits to one side. Sorry, Dolly is having a good scratch, which is what you can hear. She has not got fleas. She's just having a good scratch. She doesn't like her collar. Oh, and a fly. Morning, Shell. Shell, my God, how are you awake with the baby waking you up at almost hourly and Davy having a bad dream? And I should imagine while she's asleep, you should be napping on the sofa, darling. Right. Good morning. God, look, I've got hair all that, like, put it up in a bun and it's like, it is, you know. Okay, right. How are we? Happy Thursday. Thursday already. Where has the week gone? These weeks are just, I feel in lockdown, we're all on fast forward on these weeks. They just seem to be flying by, and I'm just amazed at how, I mean, it's going to be Christmas soon. Sorry to mention the C word, but it is, isn't it? It's going to be Christmas soon, and it's like, you know, wow. Where has the year gone? I just feel it's whizzing by. We don't seem to be doing much, although it was lovely. I have to say, it was so lovely on Tuesday to get together with Pauline, Gina, Heather, Ali, Sue, Jean, Kit, Shirley. It just was so lovely to have a socially distanced coffee. Thank you, Pauline, for hosting in Pauline's garden, and just see my ladies together, smiling and laughing and chatting just like we always do, and it was so lovely, so lovely. Jean and Sue, I have a sneaky photo of you two, actually, because it made my heart melt just to see the two of you having a good old gossip and a little chat in the corner like you normally do, and it just was so lovely to see you both together. It really was. It was lovely. But there you go. Right, good morning, everyone. So, right, let's turn the camera down and around, as always, and we'll show you where you saw a sneaky peek of what we're doing. I'm just going to drop my stool down slightly because I feel like I'm sat in midair, which is not great. Okay, right, so this is this morning's card, which I showed you the other day. Oh, I've frozen there. Why do I keep freezing on the iPad? It's really scary when it freezes like that. So, right, let's do that again. Okay, I can see everyone's comments again. Okay, so this is this morning's card. Can you see the shimmer on it? I don't know if you can. Can you see the shimmer? It's beautiful, really lovely. I'm getting really cross with my iPad. It's not working properly on this. I think I'm going to get rid of my Facebook app on my iPad and redo it, because for some reason it does not want to play properly. Right. Okay, I can't see all your comments, which is a real pain. Morning, Mary. I'm glad you're joining me, darling. That's really lovely. Right, hang on. How has work been? Excuse me while I'm trying to sort this a minute. If you hear a bang, you'll know I've chucked the iPad somewhere and got cross with it. Right, okay, so this is a normal A4 card base, half of an A4 card base. Morning, Baz. So it's an A4 card base, So it's cut at 10.5 centimetres or 4 1/8, okay, of an inch. And it's scored at 14.9 centimetres or, hang on, 5 and 7, just under 5 7/8. It's right, I keep freezing here, so I can see the comments now, but I can't see what I'm doing. So it's fine. Amy's just come down to try and help me. Right, so, and I've basically cut along halfway, if you see what I mean. So I've cut half of the front off. This is basically what I did. Mary, can you do a curly cut? Do you know how to do curly cuts? Because I'd be really interested. Okay, so there you go, the things you learn about me. Apparently a curly cut is different to a normal wet cut. So, but there you go. Right, so that's my base that I've kind of got ready, okay? The bit that's left is 2 1/8 of an inch. So I've cut off, funnily enough, 2 1/8 of an inch, okay? So that's what I've cut off. So that bit that I've cut off, okay? So the card opens like that, all right? So that's okay. So it's really simple to do. So we're using the In Good Taste Designer Series paper, okay? That's the back of this piece, and that's the front. So it's the same piece, and these pieces are 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 7/8 by 4 1/8. That piece, and the smaller piece is 2 1/8 by 5 7/8. Okay, so that's all we really need, along with some Whisper White scrap, which I'll just grab. I don't know if I've got any. Oh, that will do. Postman's just popped something through the door. Okay, so that's my Whisper White scrap, and I've got a small piece of soft sea foam because I want to punch out the leaves. Okay, so there's not a lot of stamping. There's a little bit on the front of a piece of Designer Series paper, so I'm going to move all of these bits out the way, pop this up here, and I'm only using 2 colours. I've got Grey Granite and Flirty Flamingo. Okay, Dolly, no, she's now got a bone that she's gnawing on. If it gets really annoying, I'll take it away from her. If you can hear more bone than you can hear me, can you yell and I'll take the bone away from Dolly. Right, let's hope that you can see everything. Right, so making sure I've just got this up the right way. So we're just saying hello this morning, like that. Okay, so we'll pop that one out the way. I'm going to leave my Grey Granite out because I need 2, 3, 4, 5 feathers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. If you notice, I stamped off 4, 5 feathers. Okay, so that's our feathers. Pop the pad away. I've got oh look, I've got shiny on my ink pad. Can you see that? Can you see that bit there? That's where I was taking some ink. It's not great, is it? Let's see if I can pick that up. Right, so I also need 3 flowers. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is all the stamping this morning, but we do need the ink pad. Right, I'm just going to squidge my ink pad. Okay, right, so I've squidged my ink pad, and we're going to colour these flowers, and we're going to do it the same way as we did the other day with our Wink of Stella pen that had run out, and we've refilled it. I explained the other day how to do it. Let's try and get the top off. Okay, so if you get a Wink Stella pen that's run out, if you unscrew it, okay, like this. Oh, that bit's stuck in there. Hang on a minute. Let's pop it back in properly. See if I can do it. Okay, right. This bit, the black bit, will pull out. Okay, and you can then fill it with water or rubbing alcohol is good. Okay, and then give it a shake, and you will still get shiny stuff. Okay, and it's great for painting with. So I'm just going to charge the barrel with some water so it flows out a bit. There we go. So I've got some shiny paint now. So nice shiny ink. Okay. I've got a tissue because I don't want it too wet. So I'm just going to do around the edge there. Okay. And like we did before, I'm just going to start and I can dab this off if I want and just work the ink around because we just want to give it some colour. Add a bit more colour into these. So I'm kind of just going to go all over, and then I can go back in and add in my darker in a minute when this bit's dry. So while we'll build the card while we're leaving this bit to dry. Okay. On the other side of my desk that you can't see, I'm using the Game On set. Is it called Game On? Yeah, Game On. Which is, it's got chess and dice, and it's kind of like, you know, if you've played board games and stuff, it's that kind of imagery. And I'm making a very special card with it. It's my dad's birthday coming up. So, that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing with it, and that'll be going on my blog. And then next week we're using Game On as our three cards, coffee and card next week. All of you have got your Christmas catalogues now, or your autumn winter catalogues. I have got some of my autumn winter stuff arrive, which is really good. So we'll start using some of that in August. We'll have Christmas in August, I think. Right. There we go. So we're just lightly adding the colour over this. Picking up that, I'm not squeezing anymore, not adding any more water. I'm just using what I've got there in the palette. Like that. Just to give it some colour. Ooh, happy mail. Right. So I'm going to go back in with the darker colour that I've just picked up, and I can just add in darker shading where it's needed. Quite dark there. You know, when you look at a flower, the petals aren't all the same colour all over. There is dark and light shades, depending also how you look at it, because obviously the light will vary. You'd never believe, would you, that I dropped art at school. I couldn't get my drawing properly, but as you know, Stampin' Up products make it super easy to be able to do things like this. If you'd said to me back in school, you'll be doing this, I'd have laughed at you, because it just generally was not my area of expertise. Now give me a cookery book at school or some fabric, can dress make curtains, etc. But definitely not this. In fact, I think my art teacher would be absolutely amazed if she could see this. Right, I've been concentrating so much the iPad's actually gone completely black now. Kristen, what are you doing awake, darling? It's like ungodly AM in where you are. It's lovely to see you. Obviously using doesn't make the print run. No, Shirley, I'm not using loads of water with it, okay, because all our inks are water-based inks anyway. So no, it's fine, but I'm not using loads and loads. My brush is not like swimming in water. It's you know, if you find it's really wet, you can dab it in a minute. I'll show you how with a piece of kitchen roll. Thank you, Amy. It's difficult to... What's Amy answered on then? Amy will be off to work shortly. So I had a really good start to the morning. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you, the shower packed up. Can't say I was impressed, but there you go. Had to resort to the old, you know, naked wash at the sink, which was quite interesting. But there you go. Long time since I've done that. Took me back to caravan holidays with my nan, really. But there you go. Right, so that's our inking done, okay, and I'm leaving the centres quite white on those because I don't want to do them anymore. So if you find it's quite damp, you can just blot it with a piece of kitchen roll. I'm just going to pick up that ink and get rid of it because I don't want the glittery stuff running into my pad, because I might not want everything glittery, although I don't see a problem with that. The more glitter in my life, the better. Right, so now we've got the really boring bit. Okay. Kristen, you've just woken up, checked my phone before going back to sleep and saw you were on. Happy cards. Oh, darling. I'll tell you what, honey, you need to PM me your address and you may find that a happy card wings its way across the sea to you. What's Diana looking for, darling?
Catalogue, but she's in Cape Town.
We're not allowed to technically sell out there, you see.
No, so I said that you could probably like help her find something to...
Yeah, I'll put my thinking cap on. Diana, you never PM'd me your address the other week either. So I haven't been able to send you any happy mail. Don't forget, every week, one of the cards that I send out, I try and send out as happy mail. And I have been doing that each week. And I never say who it is because it's a complete surprise to everybody. So when you're cutting your feathers, I'm never really... You're sweet. Night, Kristen, darling. Sleep tight. Make sure you PM me your address. Right, let's... So when we're doing the feathers, I don't just cut in straight lines because it's... Hang on. Because you can't. Because a feather isn't straight. If you even the ones that you find, they're all intact on the ground, they're never straight. Oh, cut that straight down and go round. Right, so there you go. That's one. Diana, are you saying, oh no, to the shower? Yeah, I can't say I was impressed this morning, I can tell you. I like a shower in the morning. But there you go. Amy kind of has sorted it, we hope, but we think there's a problem with the electrics to it. Right, so Why ever did I do 5 feathers on this card? What a lot of fussy cutting. But it's practice. It's good practice. It's great for the mind. It's exercise for the brains. Exercise for the hand-eye coordination. Something we all need as we're getting older. That's what I tell my ladies anyway. And I know they're watching, so we'll stick with that story, okay? So I'm just wiggling my card a bit because you don't want it dead straight. Oops, let's get in that little nook and around. Okay. Diana, can you PM me? Right. And around that little bit. Right, okay. 2. Let's get rid of the rubbish. Oh, I'm having a hot flush now. I received happy mail. Yes, Baz, you did receive happy mail, darling. See, none of you ever know who the happy mail is going to go out to. I feel it's about time I did another big batch of happy mail like I did about a month ago. I think in these very uncertain times, getting something beautiful in the post is amazing and beautiful, and just, you know, it just brings a smile to your face. And my lounge unit, or anybody that sends me any cards, they are all on my unit in my lounge, because they're just reminders that actually during this horrible time that, you know, people are thinking about you, and they've bothered to put a stamp on an envelope, and it's just really special that, you know, that people receive this little bit of sunshine, really, because, you know, the rest of it, you turn the television on and it's not all great. So, you know, a little bit of happy mail is really good for the soul. And do you know what? It doesn't have to say a lot. You could just have something that says, thinking about you, and you could just put inside, thought I'd send this to you. And that's all you need to write. You don't need to write huge amounts. Just, you know, let someone know that they were in your thoughts, and that, you know, you wish them well. And hey, you know, life's too short to bear grudges and all sorts of things. I've even sent happy mail to people that I've, you know, done me wrong, and that I thought, you know, I'm never going to speak to you again. And then I've just thought, no, life's too short for this, as is being proved daily. You know, what does it cost to send someone a card and make them smile? Not a lot. It's a nice thing to do. Right, so back to my childhood and art. Should we go back to there? Yeah, so I can remember being sat in a wooden hut. Yeah. And the DT hut was next door. That always looks far more interesting, but girls weren't allowed to do DT. So we had to do the art, and we had to do a still life drawing of an apple. It wasn't great, I can tell you. And here we are, years later, with me doing this. I liked school, actually. I was a bit of a swot, I have to say. I was a bit of a goody-goody. I had to work hard at everything. Grades didn't come naturally to me. I had to work hard. Always had a book somewhere to read. But yeah, so you know, it was all right, actually. Loved cookery, needlework. Wasn't great at maths. Kind of didn't get it, but hey ho, it's, you know. English literature, that was a favourite subject. Was always getting told off though, because I was miles ahead of everybody else. So you know when they say it's your turn to read and you have to say, can you tell me which page, sir? That doesn't go down very well, funnily enough. It's back in the days when they had those blackboards and chalk rubbers. Do you remember? Yeah, I had one of them. My English literature teacher, but I said, excuse me, sir, can you tell me which page you're on?
Shirley Cuff said, I was thrown out of the art class, said I had no talent whatsoever.
Shirley, you've so proved them wrong. Amy's reading your comments because I'm not, obviously I'm fussy cutting, so I'm concentrating on the fussy cutting. Okay, well, I got the blackboard rubber thrown at me for asking which page we were on in English literature. And then, because I kind of then asked a second time, he made me get up and go to the front of the class, and he stood me in a dustbin for the whole of the lesson, which was quite embarrassing. Oh, Baz, so you did technical drawing?
In our class of many men.
Well, Shirley, they were completely wrong. You have talent, darling. Maths and physics was no problem. Baz, I'm really impressed, actually. You only did that to get in a class full of men. We know the truth. Yeah, no, I'd have been no good at that either, technical drawing. That involved drawing straight lines, Baz. That's definitely not my forte. In fact, I even had trouble sewing straight lines, but hey, it was fine. I've had right, okay. So, yeah, yeah, memories of school. So what were all of your favourite lessons? Did you have favourite lessons? Baz, obviously, I can see why you liked technical drawing. That would, yeah, you know. I hated PE. I wasn't built for PE. I was always last to be picked. That was really painful, actually. Being last to be picked. That's not nice, is it? You know, but it's fine. I got over it. I hated cross country. What is the point of cross country? Oh, Shirley, you hated history. I liked history, but geography I couldn't get. History I can remember, or was it geography? Geography, I did a project on New Zealand, actually. I think my mum still has it in the attic somewhere. It was a massive project. It was really great. It's a country I've always wanted to go to, but never made it there, actually. But New Zealand, yeah, that was, yeah. But yeah, geography, even now, all I can say, Kit, you didn't like home economics and cookery, or that was your favourite lesson. If you're telling me that was your favourite lesson, I get that, Kit. Kit makes the most amazing cakes. They're made of fairy dust. They are that light and scrummy. It's unbelievable. Her lemon drizzle is to die for. Coffee and walnut is really good as well. Kit, that was your favourite. Oh, history was your favourite, Shirley. Okay. Yeah, no. So, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? As you get older, these bits come back to you, and you kind of bring them back from the depths of your memory. And you're like, when did I learn that? And obviously it was kind of history and stuff. I was fascinated, actually, by Henry VIII and all his wives. It's kind of a macabre fascination, really, isn't it? He, you know, didn't like one, so he just got rid of it and, you know, moved on to the next one. So, yeah, that whole era I was really fascinated with. But as a kid, actually, we went to lots of palaces and gardens and historical places.
Kit was naughty.
With my dad. Kit.
She was expelled when she was 10 years old.
Kit, I didn't know you were expelled
Up.
when you were 10 years old. Why were you expelled? That's funny. That is really funny. I was a real goody-goody. I never made prefect. I was really upset. Oh, so you liked English history, Diana. Okay. We, actually, English history, we have a very macabre historical background, really, don't we? It's, you know, didn't like something, well, let's have a war and, you know, yeah, it's not great, is it? Definitely not great. But there you go. Kit, I can't believe you were expelled from school at 10 years old.
Little rebel.
That's
why she's so naughty in your classes.
I'm trying not to laugh because I shall mess up my fussy cutting, but that's funny. So who was a prefect? Oh, so the teacher smacked you and then your mum smacked the teacher. Well, I don't blame your mum, actually. That's really bad. So you got kicked out for your mum smacking the teacher. Well, that wasn't your fault. That was your mum's fault. That is funny. Sorry, Kit. I shouldn't be laughing. Right. Okay. So we've done all our fussy cutting. God, my fingers hurt now. Kit, I have every sympathy with you when I set too much fussy cutting. Prefect, no chance. Diana's saying that's really good on your mum. I think so as well. Right, so this is the, and I can't remember the name of this punch, but it's one that I've used as deer antlers. It makes great, it is obviously a leaf punch. How many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've got 5 again. So let's just do 5 of those. Okay. So yeah, my favourite lessons were cookery and needlework. My mum, bless her, we were scrabbling around to get together. You know, I was one of these kids that managed to keep the cookery list in my bag till the day before. Were you one of those? And produced it, and we were making bread. And my poor mum was like, oh, I don't know if I've got any yeast. I don't know if I've got any yeast. So we were, you know, having a look through the larder, because we had like a walk-in pantry at that time in the house. Having a look through the larder. Right, before I stick these down, we're going to edge them with grey granite. And found some yeast and everything else, because mum baked, so we always had bread, flour and all sorts in the house. You know, there was everything you needed. So off I went the next day with my you know, my little bag with my cookery bits in, all ready to make bread with everybody else. I think I was in middle school, so I must have been about 12. And anyway, and our home economics room was it was in a tower, actually, at the top of the stairs. It was a really beautiful room. And excuse Dolly there snoring. And everybody else, we all made bread. Everybody's bread had to go into the proving oven, as it did, and then the teacher would bake it afterwards, and we could collect it at the end of the day. And the whole lesson was like making the bread and doing the kneading and all the rest of it, and then writing up our recipes. And you know, then at the end of the lesson, we'd all pop our bread in the oven and set the timers, and the teacher would get the bread out for us, and the home economics assistant, which was great. And yeah, except my bread didn't arise in the proving oven, so they ended up leaving my bread in the proving oven for 24 hours before they cooked it and gave it back to me. It was flat as a pancake. So I was the only person in class that made flatbread that day. But there you go. It was very embarrassing, I have to say. Right. So let's stick this bit on the front. The history of the Romans. Yeah, the history of the Romans, Mary, is very gruesome, isn't it? And I mean, then we've got Attila the Hun. I'm glad I didn't come across him. He was very barbaric. He did horrible things to people. But there you go. Right, so that's the front bit stuck. So we're going to stick the inside bit in. Okay. Thanks, Amy. Yeah, my scones were a bit flat. But the second batch weren't.
The second batch were good.
The second batch were good. For VE Day, I made scones. The fruit ones were more like flatbreads. But there you go. Okay, so that's our card. All right, so we can now get to do the fun bit. Let's pop all the bits together. Okay, so, and my dimensionals and some glue. So I know everything is, you can see that everything is behind this panel. So I'm going to start with my feathers and kind of position them like Oh, I seem to have the dark ones together there. Let's just...
Diana said every time I
I'm...
try to make bread, they turn into bricks. I could have built a house by now, and I followed the recipe to the letter. Thinking of going into bricklaying, lol.
I don't know as if bricklaying is quite that simple, actually, Diana. But the bread, yeah, I completely get that. Honestly, I've never bought a bread maker either. That was kind of like after that, I was like, I'm never making bread again. And honestly, I don't think I ever did. Yeah, no, I feel your pain. I really do feel your pain. A lot of my team have got bread makers, and yeah, no, it's just not. I really don't think that's a great thing. Right, I'm just going to add that one there because I know I want that one coming up there. Okay, so and we want a couple of pairs, but I'm going to slide the rest of the leaves in underneath. So back to my very neat, because we discussed this the other day about how you take your dimensionals off, whether you just randomly take, if you notice I'm still taking them off the same corner. So I want that one up there. And this one here. Oh, I've still got one on my finger. My mum makes the most gorgeous bread as well. And shortbread. Oh my God, the shortbread. She makes shortbread using spelt flour, which it is gorgeous. Okay, right, so before I stick this one down, I'm going to pop my leaves on, okay? So a little bit of glue. I've got glue all on the ends of my fingers, which is not great, but there you go. So, 1, 2, oh, now it's stuck to me. Never mind. If it's there, I know where it is. It's going to go wrong. It's going to go wrong live, isn't it? It's fine. Whoops. Yeah, so that would be really cool, wouldn't it? Be able to do a new ring. I need to invent something so I could have a new paper ring every week. What do you reckon? I kind of like that. That would be an amazing ring, wouldn't it? Yeah, I like that. Okay. Right, back to the job in hand. There you go. Oh, the random things we talk about on these lives. And then I put them on YouTube. And people then listen to me waffle on YouTube. I wonder what people think. They must think I'm a complete airhead. He's sat there going, and they wouldn't be wrong. Out of the mouths of babes, eh? Right, let's just add a little bit of sparkle. No, they wouldn't be wrong, would they, Amy? They would be so right.
Shirley said, have you had your nails done?
No, I haven't had my nails done. I'm not having my nails done. They're there, look. I broke one yesterday. They're mine. They've grown over lockdown. The woman is a nutter. Yep. Thanks, Baz. Hang on, I've got to turn the camera up and around. Oh, they wouldn't be wrong, would they? This woman is a nutter. Complete Fruit Loop. Oh, but would you want me if I was completely sane? No, I don't think so. And at least you can see I've got clothes on today. I've got straps which are showing, so nobody's going today. Oh, she's naked crafting. So now you know I'm completely dizzy. I'm completely, you know, off the wall. Yeah, but there you go. But we love her. I love you too, Baz. I've really enjoyed this morning. I've talked a load of waffle for 3/4 of an hour to myself. Oh dear. It's really cool. I love the card today. I'm glad you all loved the cards today. So this was today's card. See, absolutely beautiful. So that's good. And we've got one more of this one to come on Saturday. So don't forget, on Saturday, we've got, oops, this one, which is a bit gorgeous. So that's Saturdays. And tomorrow on my blog, because I know that Mum and Francis don't look at this, on my blog will be Francis's birthday card for Saturday. Okay, so it will be on the blog tomorrow. I'm not going to do it on Facebook Live because occasionally they look at Facebook. So it will go onto my blog tomorrow. Okay, so have a lovely rest of the day. Baz, before I forget, Blades, please, I'll PM you. Have a lovely rest of the day. Stay safe. I'm going to go and find a cup of coffee and a piece of cake because it was weigh day and I'm fed up. But there you go. Can't wait to get back to Slimming World Class and do stuff normally, I think. And I will see you all on Saturday. Diana, can you please PM me your address? Kirsten, can you please PM me your address? Sue, must have stamp. Yes, Sue, it's gorgeous. It's this one. So it was the one Pauline was on about when we were there for Tuesday. Okay, it is really lovely. Right, guys, I will see you all on Saturday. Take care. Love you all lots. Bye.